Welcome to episode 78 with Remy Ndiaye. Welcome to the Sports Business Classroom audio experience. My name is Andrew Crookes, and I'll be your SBC Alumni host for the next few episodes. I attended the SBC Immersive program at the 2022 NBA Summer League, and I could not be more excited to be a part of this project moving forward. We already have some great guests lined up for you, and I am very excited to bring out this series of inspiring interviews that will help you on your path to a successful career in the sports industry. Thanks for tuning in, and now let the experience begin. For today's guest, we have Remy Ndiaye, Assistant Video Coordinator for the Miami Heat. Remy has had an incredible journey in his life to get to where he is today, and I am super excited to get into it with him. Growing up in Senegal, Africa, he found his way onto the NBA sidelines by way of Lake Forest Academy in Illinois, then a junior college in Oklahoma, then Dallas Baptist University, where he became a top 5 all-time rebounder in just 2 seasons at the school. He started as a player development specialist with the 76ers and has become an integral part of 2 of the league's premier franchises over the last 6 seasons, and can often be found attached at the hip of superstar Jimmy Butler. In this episode, Remy and I chop it up about his efforts to grow the game back home in Africa, his day-to-day responsibilities with the Heat and the Sixers, as well as the impact Summer League can have on your career as a sports professional. Without further ado, let's talk to the man himself, Remy Ndiaye. Hello and welcome to the SBC Audio Experience. I'm here with Remy Ndiaye, the video coordinator for the Miami Heat. He's got a long background, top 5 rebounder in Dallas Baptist history. Gotta show you respect. What are you, 4th in all time and 2nd in rebounds per game? That's a pretty good start in 2 years, my man. How we doing? Welcome.
I'm doing good. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate all the welcome and love being here. It's been a long time since we caught up and all that, but I appreciate the invite today.
I appreciate you taking some time on Super Bowl Sunday for us here. I know you guys had a tough comeback win against the young and upcoming Orlando Magic last night. That was a hell of a game, my friend. So I appreciate you making some time. Let's get right into it. So I'm going to start. You obviously got your start at the 2017 Summer League with the Sixers. Seeing the impact that Summer League can have from an executive perspective, from a scouting development side, from finding those diamonds in the rough. I mean, you're a JUCO product. You see every year guys come through. Can you just talk to me, unveil the curtain a little bit, how important Summer League is from an organizational perspective? You've seen all different sides of it, but kind of to us as the customers, peek back the curtain a little bit.
Right. Summer League is just it's huge, and until you realize that you work and you're an intern at the NBA Summer League, because pretty much that's where everything started for most of us, like our guys. Like we're literally put up in the position where you learn everything at NBA Summer League. Literally everything. You will do video, you will do stats, you will do play there. You'll be helping teams, and you will doing game ops, quality control, and everything. And then from that point, like, there are a lot of us alumni from the NBA Summer that are now in the league and that are just like now on the top, and that's huge for us, because if we didn't learn that from the NBA Summer League, it would have been tough for us when we get to certain teams. But like I want to say, NBA Summer League prepared us. Like, Summer League prepared us to get ready to where we are right now.
That's awesome. I actually just had been out the last couple of years myself, obviously through SBC, and just getting to be around it on the inside. It's such a small scale thing, but nobody from the outside world would understand how in depth it is. It's unbelievable seeing everybody in one hub. So let's go into your background a little bit, right? So you and Dennis Rodman, I think, when I was going through your story, that jumped out at me. All-time rebounders, started the game a little late, right in the heart of Texas, JUCO products. How do you think your your characteristics as a rebounder have helped you along your life, your journey, and specifically as a player development specialist and video coordinator? Because I think those guys are always the grinders. They jump off the screen to me. Coach's son, they're working the hardest. So I had to ask.
You know, I think it's all about the hunger, man. It's all about the hunger. You know, it's going to DBU and starting at the JUCO level. It was just setting up a mindset to be to the highest level. Yeah, I wasn't able to make it to Division One, but I ended up at Dallas Baptist University, and I ended up loving playing there. And you know, it's just funny story. It's just like when I got there, I was just focusing so much on scoring this, and whenever I didn't get certain amount of points, like it would like I would be very upset. And one day, Coach called me in his office, and he was just like, "How about you just trying to focus in the like other aspects, like different roles?" I'm like, "Wow!" And I just thought about it. I'm like, rebounding could be, could get me points. If not, right? If you can't make certain shots, hey, you can rebound. You get the offensive rebounds and just, and from that point, I realized that, the stats went up, like even my scoring went up by just focusing on my role. Because we had scorers. We had like Miles Johnson, Charles Allen, all of that who could score. And I realized that there's one thing missing, and it was just like securing the ball, rebounding, get my guys open. By getting my guys open, I get open too. And that changed up the whole system, and we ended up, making a good run out of that and had fun playing the game also. And so it just came out like that.
It's about the want to. It's all about the want to. I love it. That's fantastic. So we're going to keep going through your background a little bit. You had mentioned earlier that when you were a kid, part of the NBA overseas program really made an impact on you. And now you're doing a lot of work with the Shooting Touch program. And I just wanted to kind of give you a space to talk about the impact that program has, kind of how it's really reaping its benefits with the international pool of talent being the highest it's ever been. I mean, look at the MVP race right now. So just feel free to talk about your experience and the impact that it's had over there.
Yeah, after I graduated from Dallas Baptist, I was in Rwanda for 1 year with Shooting Touch, and I was there for a year, running the basketball program there in the city of Kayonza, and also at the same time I was playing there, and so it was just like a year sabbatical program where I had to go build basketball courts and run basketball camps and bring material, shoes, and all that for the kids. And I love that so much. And Rwanda is such a beautiful country, and I hope we'll get to expand all over Africa. And because those 12 months that I was there, it's just me, like me coming from being born in Africa, just leaving in Rwanda, it changed everything. And I would suggest, like everybody else, like to just, if you ever have like free time, summer or whatever, just take a time and join one of those programs and see how they live and how they trying to impact the basketball in those countries. Because some of them like don't have the tools to make it, but we want to make a difference, and that's what I want to help, like come out and help like those kids, and not just Rwanda, but people like us in the figure. We have a figure in the NBA, so it's our role to go help those African kids.
Just off that, I think that a big part of you, from my perspective, is finding the little details, finding those, like I said, those diamonds in the rough. And I think that as we kind of move into basketball being the true global game that it is, the NFL has Sundays in America, the NBA has everywhere. They have that global outreach. And I think and this is a perfect time for it with Wembayama and his group coming up in the draft class. What is the job that goes the most unrecognized in an organization, right? So there's those international scouts who are on the ground, impacting those people and finding those guys. We all saw Hustle. We all know how much success it has. Is that any truth to it? Are those guys an integral cog of the NBA machine, or is it more they're separate doing their work?
No, actually, it's all one connection. It's all one connection because you have Giants of Africa, you have Seed Academy, you have NBA Academy, and also it's just it's one connection because all these NBA scouts, they're gonna go get the resources there and find those kids, get to those camps, and because they found those kids when they were young, and then they keep following where they at, and they want to know what those kids are doing. And like I said, the connection is just built up all around the game. And those scouts, like I give them credits too. They travel all over the world, look for those kids, and they doing a hell of a job, and I respect that a lot. And
real grind. So along those same lines, you've had several different roles within NBA organizations, like you said, from intern at Summer League, player development specialist. Now you're a video coordinator. What's your day-to-day look like? What are you kind of focused on? As obviously, there's a million different things going on within the organization, but for you specifically, what are you getting into on a day-to-day basis?
Well, right now I'm the assistant video coordinator for the Miami Heat, and it's the daily routine is very simple and adapting. You on daily basis, you just we're coming in and get ready for scouts, help scouts and personnel and all that. Also at the same time, we're on the court helping the players, helping them on the court with player development. But with the videos, it's more like it's getting more and more interesting, I want to say, because there are a lot of tools in there that every NBA team is using, and coming in the morning, we're just setting up and get ready for the team we're gonna play against, like the next day, and we help the assistant coaches get whatever they need. It could be clips, players info and all that. So it's very it's the same routine. Game day also is also the same. After practice, we'll stick around and help all the assistant coach whatever they need. So it's just based on film, like they could ask for anything, and we'll make sure we're right there and ready for them to have it.
Nice. So when you mentioned film, obviously the video coordination's a big part. So what services are you guys using on a daily basis? Are you going Instat Synergy, where you're pulling data, you're pulling analytics, breaking down film that way, or are you on more of a Creative Cloud, making Adobe Premiere, the technical side of it? For people looking to get into what you do, where should they put their focuses and harnessing their skills?
Yeah, I mean, just like every other NBA teams, we all use Synergy because all those, because it's been there and it has all these information for the clips, and we get all the clips there too. So I mean, it's still there, and almost every NBA team uses it, and that's it's very helpful for us for the video guys too. And I would recommend to the younglings who are wanting to do videos to start with that, just to see the breakdowns of a player, and that's very helpful. That's huge.
All right, so we're talking about some legends. I feel like this is an easy next question. You've been in Philly, you've been in Miami, you've been around incredible basketball minds in each step of the way. What are some lessons, some tips and trades that you've gotten from the great minds that you've been around, and how are they different? I mean, they're two entirely different organizations from the way they run things from top to bottom, but they've both really built contenders and been a main relevant piece in the East for a long time. So how are they different? How are they the same? What are some words of wisdom?
Yeah, I spent 3 years in Philly, 3 years here, and man, to be honest, it's just unbelievable, unbelievable how much they care, and it doesn't matter where you're from. If you're part of it, like they'll take care of you, they'll help you grow. No matter what, they'll help you grow. They'll teach you, and they'll make sure you're ready to get to the level that you want to be. And they'll support you in anything. Like I'll go to Senegal and to help those kids run my camp, and it doesn't matter where I'm at. They'll make sure I get what I need for these kids. Like I'll be collecting shoes here and there, and even like people who I worked with in the past, they're still reaching out to me like, hey, what do you mean? We're here to help you. And that's what makes it, that's what makes the organization, makes huge. And that's what I love about it. The care, the passion, the help, and all that. Like it might be something little, but it means a lot to certain people for us in certain organization.
Definitely. It's all about the people, right? You gotta have people inspired to have them take care of you. We're talking about the legends. We're talking about your role within the organization. A certain head coach of the Miami Heat was once an assistant video coordinator. So I have to ask, what does your future look like? Are we going to see you coaching on the sidelines, wearing the Armani suits in a few years? Do we see you in a front office role? Are you loving what you're doing now? Where do you see your story going?
Man, I this question always get me. I've always been a huge fan of Coach Spo, and I love that guy. And with the position that I'm at right now, I feel like I'm just entering the door right now, and there's a lot of action to pick from. Because like I say, I'm gonna go back to Africa to bring up Africa. Of course, I want to be an international scout. I want to find more players in Africa. Also, I want to coach. I want to coach. I want to coach like the Senegal national team. I want to coach the national team. And there are like so many. There's so many options there, but as like I said, I'm just getting started to just kind of learning more and more and more into those options. But like I said, I would love to help my people scouting and stuff, and I also want to coach. I want to win a trophy for my country. So all those options, whichever gonna make it more, I want to say easy, but where I'm going to be more comfortable, I'm going to choose that path. But those two are for sure one of my main goals. So
awesome. I'd love to see you on the sidelines coaching for Senegal. That would be incredible. All right, let's go a little lighter. Off the court, right? We all got to have our hobbies, our centering pieces of our lives. What are some things away from the game of basketball that, I don't know, that they center you, they kind of help you focus on yourself and help you do your job better? We all need some free time.
Soccer, outdoor soccer. I grew up with it. That one can get away from me. I grew up with that, but also music. Music is something that helps me, because a few years ago I just bought a controller, just kind of like mixing an Afrobeat song and stuff like that. But playing soccer outdoor with my Senegalese friends who are here in Miami, so we organized some 7-on-7 tournament here, and it's just play in Britain. Yeah, so and other than that, I'll be hanging out with my friend, just talk about like cooking some African food, and just forget about basketball for a little bit.
Nice. My dad was a coach, and he always said to me from a very young age, soccer players play the best defense. They got the best footwork, and their core is always the best. So I like that. I think There's a lot of similarities there, right?
I agree.
My first Jimmy question. What does Jimmy Butler demand out of his teammates? How does he flip the switch from what seems like a pretty goofy, lighthearted, likable guy off the floor to playoff Jimmy? He's locked in. He's the killer. He's got the Mamba mentality. He's throwing up triple doubles in the finals. Where's that switch look like, and what does he really demand on a day-to-day basis out of his guys?
He's a very, very simple guy. I mean, hard working man. This guy, he's a hard worker. I mean, you guys know that since Chicago, and then until now, we see this guy was hard, and I just being around him, the most thing I've noticed is just like he's locked in. He's like, it doesn't matter. Like as soon as he steps on the floor, he's doing his locked in and ready to go. And it's just, outside, like he's a very simple person, like very caring, like love the fans, and everyone wants to take a picture with him, and he's always finding time to just reach out to his people, and that's what I love about him. Like he's like simplicity is just everything. He comes in locked, he get the work done, and he's to be honest, man, this dude works. He just work. He works hard, and that's what I like. That's what I like. That's what I learn, and that's what I feed myself from his hard work, and that's inspires ACL.
That's awesome. He was the same guy tomorrow as he was at Marquette, killing my Providence Friars way back when. I saw way back then. I said, there's something different about this guy. So early in their time together, it was reported that in your one-on-ones with Jimmy after practice, you were never allowed to shoot. Is he a little afraid of you? Have you earned the right to shoot jump shots now? Or are you still just locking him up and then letting him get his work? I gotta ask. You ever beat him?
That's a good question, man, because it comes up to the college defense and stuff like that. I just like playing defense. I love playing defense, and like my jump shot wasn't that great, and playing him, I'm like, yo, where's the point of me going offense? You're one of the best defenders in the league. Me playing offense, that's won't take me anywhere. So okay, we play 1-on-1. I'll play defense. I get a stop. It's a point for me. So that's how it started. So so that's how it started. So if he was going offense, I just play defense, and I don't remember what was the closest it would be. We were tied 4-4, but I had no chance. I try. I'm like, I put in I'm like, yo, you're not gonna score, but I try. I don't remember because like in whatever he does, man, he just compete. He's a competitor.
He said, I was not losing that day. No way. Look in his eyes switched.
Oh, I tried everything. Sometimes I'll be fouling and everything, but he's still and by playing, so I tried everything. I try to talk trash. I try to talk everything. But the more trash I talk, the more he gets bad for me. It's intense.
You just
but,
wake him up a little bit even more, right?
Yeah. So I just get out there trying to find a strategy to get stops, but sometimes it works, sometimes it does not.
Oh, love that. Well, you and everybody else, right? They all know what it's like when he just goes right by. I did everything. So we were talking trash with Jimmy, right? Trying to get in his head. I feel like the NBA, the leader when it comes to mental health moving forward. And I think that there's a lot of opportunity in that. How much of you guys, staff or time in player development is dedicated to mental health?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that question, because now you see how it's getting expanded all over the league. It's huge. It's huge. It's very important. And for, like, just like looking out for each other. I'm just saying in general. I mean, even in like in our group, like me and my coworkers, it's just like we try to, you know, look out for each other, make sure everybody's good. But it all relates to also families, like make sure like, hey, what's going on? Like, how's your family doing? Everybody. And that relates also to the mental health. That relates, like somebody might come into work and not, you know, not say a word, like, or not knowing, like having certain issues and not know who to talk to. But that's for us, like we always here and we look out for each other and we just make sure like, hey, you're good. And that for us is huge part for our mental health. It's big. It's big. And that's what we value that for sure.
If the mind's not right, how can you be expected to go and perform in 20,000 people? I feel like we're a long way behind, but we're catching up.
For sure,
quickly,
for sure. What I mean? And that's why I love, you know, looking out for each other and make sure everybody's good. And that also builds up like a strong team.
I feel like it helps build trust between the team and the organization, right? You want to know that they care about you as a man, not as a basketball player. You know, that's awesome. That's awesome. Is that part of that Heat culture? Because you know I got to go there next. What does Heat culture really mean? Because we see it as outsiders, but you're in it every day. You know what a guy like Udonis Haslem means to a locker room. What's going on behind the scenes there? What is Heat culture? Can you explain it to me?
It's you know, it's just like it's family, man. It's family. Like you just mentioned one of the all time, you know, inspiring UD. Like he's been here for a while, and you know, it's just like it's family. It's family. There's you know, we stay like we help each other. We help each other. We look out for each other. We make sure you're good, and like it's pretty much like, you know, you are welcome with open arms, and we'll help you get to where you want to be. Whatever you need, we're here to support you. And I'm speaking like from my experience. It's they welcome me as a family, and they supported me since day one, since I've been here, and that's what like the culture is about. It's family. It is family. And you know, that's, you see, that's why I'm still loving it here, and you know, enjoying every moment and teaching. It's like a school, man. Like if you, in other words, like a school with great like good professors that teach you the material, like, and everything, and that's what it's about. That's learning. That's learning.
Right.
It's learning.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What's one thing for someone looking to break into the business of sports, work in sports? What's one thing that you would tell them that they wouldn't know from the outside?
Working in it's you know, I think it's just preparation. It's preparation. If you prepare yourself from the outside, you come in and it's just like easy. But there's nothing difficult about it, or there's no story, or there's nothing crazy behind it. You just like, you be on top, get the job done, you'll be successful. There is like no dark spot or anything like that, because you just, it comes to like summer league. It's summer league. Like, hey, you're just out there working from all those crazy hours. We were there like from start to the end, and like that, if you can take that, like you go to any other organization, you can like boom, you all set. Yeah. But like there's no backstories, there's no hiding points or nothing. It's just the work.
So you spent a little time in Philly, with guys like Markelle Fultz, for example, who may have had a lot of stuff going off. If we're going back to our mental health conversation. But then when they leave a big market, those guys seem to be able to find themselves, center themselves, and flourish. I mean, we saw last night, you guys had a great comeback against them, and he's going off in Orlando and kind of becoming who he was. Can you talk to me about the difference in markets in the NBA and how the media can kind of get in the way of what you guys are trying to do on the court sometimes, be it Philly versus Miami or any other example you have that jumps to mind?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get a chance to see Markel, but I haven't seen him in the 2 years. But sometimes we stay in contact back like a long time. But I think I haven't been able to stay in touch with him. But when I was in Philly, I didn't get a chance to work with him. I was helping Joe for most of the time. But with Markel, I don't know what was the timing. Either I was sent to the G League at that point, so I was more into the G League. So I was spending more time with the Sixers at that point. But like you said now, like with the market, like all the sports business and stuff. So you know what I mean, everything that's going on, it's big, but it can be different to a certain level. But like I said, like there have certain people in these organizations today that are legendary and know exactly how to handle a certain situation. And also it's also a learning process for everybody, like either players or staff, like knowing exactly what's going on, how to handle certain situations. I wish I like personally worked with Mark because I heard great things about him, and but he's a wonderful kid, like and like I said, it's just like it was a different timing with me and him when I was there, because I wish I spent more time, but I was more in the G League at that moment. I was assigned to the G League, so I didn't get that much of time to spend with him.
Is one of my favorite games to watch in the league. That putback dunk he had the other night, I just stood up. I feel so excited for him to see him get to where he was always supposed to be, man. He's awesome. So you mentioned the G. I'd love to talk to you about that. I think that the NBA putting real resources and time and energy and dedicating everything that they have to the G is going so well across the board. The talent level has risen. We have the Ignite team. We got guys like Scoot, guys like Jalen Green, Dyson Daniels, taking their college career, their pro career in that direction. What are some of the intricacies that you can tell us? Some of the stories behind the scenes about the impact that the G League is really making with some of the developmental projects for those cities. I love the G, but I feel like for most fans, they would never watch it. But if you do, that's like you get to see the real basketball. I think it's awesome.
It's a tough competition. It's tough competition because those guys are like, hey, they're hungry. Those guys are hungry, and for them to like knowing that they can earn a spot, like, hey, they will put it on the line. They'll put it on the line. They'll come in. They'll work. They will try to get a roster spot, and that's what makes it more interesting and more competitive. And like these guys, like they live in the gym. Like they want to prove something. They want to show that, hey, I earned my spot. Like I've been working hard to get to where I'm at right now. I'm not trying to go back, and that's where the G League players' mentality is at. And like spending time there, like I've learned so much, like with my players that I had at the time, and that sets up a bar for them, and they want to be somewhere, and they try the best they can to get there, and that's what I respect about that.
I think we're just going to see more and more people taking that route. I mean, we see it even with guys like Luka and Jovic. You guys have like playing against adults in that stage of your development is such a step up from college, and I love college basketball. It's such a big part of my life, but if you're trying to make it and be the best player you can, it just makes sense to play against adults, right? Like professionals always going to get better. I think that's a huge thing going forward. So one last question I have for you. Well, second to last question. What does an NBA player individual workout look like? Like you two, like go back to Jimmy, for example. You two one-on-one, you have shoot-arounds every day. I know you just left the workout yourself and you got another one. What does that look like? Well, away from the team, not at practice, just a one-on-one workout. What does that look like for you?
It's it's exhausting guarding that guy. But for me, it's just it's figuring out certain points, not just on the court, but I mean on the court, but figuring out what you need to work on more. What do I need to do here? What do I need to do there? And that's where the player involved, man, figure steps up. Like we'll play one-on-one, but we're not just playing one-on-one just for fun. But we've also try to help him get to certain things that he wants to improve, and I'll be always available there to be there and talk a little trash. But that's what it's about. It's just figuring out certain points and how to get better every day.
All right. Last one. Might be the hardest question of the whole day, but I gotta ask. It's GOAT season. I ask everybody this question. LeBron just broke the record. Who's your GOAT?
Oh, man. Shooters. That's it.
It's a tough question.
Oh, man,
It's a tough question. Mine's hanging up above my head for the record.
Would it be fair to say Kobe?
So to me, I think your GOAT is your GOAT, right? It's whatever your personal preference is. We could talk about accomplishments on a different argument, but your GOAT, my GOAT is that man right there. Kobe B. Bryant. Always.
Hands down, Kobe. And he was my idol growing up too. So, and still have his shoes, a jersey, and posters all over my room back home. And he was a different. The mentality that he had, he was so contagious. And he's hands down my GOAT.
I love it. I
love Bron and all those, but
they're all great. But for
great.
Me, it's 2-4 always. I love it. I knew I had something on you. I was like, I feel like I'm getting a Kobe out of this just by the hesitation. I love it. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for all your time making this happen. I really appreciate it. I think people are going to take a lot from it.
Of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. And, I want to give a shout out to my people in Senegal, people in Africa, sending loves from here in Miami. Your boy Remy will be coming soon for run some camp for y'all, and keep working hard and looking forward to see some of y'all in the draft or wherever in the professional level. So thank you.
What a story. Huge thank you to Remy for giving us his time today and giving us a peek behind the curtain into his life as a video coordinator in the NBA. I think my biggest takeaway was his mindset, just being open-minded and always ready to learn new skills in each encounter and role he's held within his respective teams. He also spoke about the importance of prep in all jobs and staying ready rather than needing to get ready, which I think is a good lesson for people across all walks of life, not just in sports. You can find the show's notes and links to everything from our conversation at sportsbusinessclassroom.com/podcast. And you can connect with Remy via his social channels, at Remzo11 on Twitter and at RemEasy on Instagram. Make sure to check in to see what's up with him and the Heat. That'll do it for this week's episode, and I'll see you next time here on the Sports Business Classroom audio experience.